Welcome to Too Many Hobbies. My name's Jeremy, and I'm just doing a super quick video here, working on this Lionel Alco FA here. And these engines are still new to me, but I've used enough variety of antique engines to know when an engine is working too hard on the track, and this one definitely is. It takes way too much voltage to get going at a normal speed. So I'm looking at the motor and stuff, and everything's, cleaned it up. Still not a whole lot better, but here's something I found. The wire right here, I'm going to zoom in a little later, but the wire right here is not soldered very well. If I wiggle the wire, you can really see it there. It's just crazy how that is. Now, if I just put the soldering iron on there and put more solder, it's not going to stick. Why is that? Because these wires are corroded. What I could do is I could pull this wire out and scrape it with a knife and get the solder to stick that way, which I might do. Or I could cut back the wire if I have enough slack, and that should work. Or I can run a new wire. So we got some options. But I'm going to replace this, and I'll see how well it does. Okay, here's the wire all stripped, and you see it's nice and shiny. Now here's something interesting. This is the original wire, or the original end of the wire. It's all dark colored, and so I cut it off right at the end there, and here's the bit that I cut off, and as you can see, it's still corroded. So it really pays to, if you want a really good solder, to cut it back even farther if you got the wire, if you got the available length of wire. Otherwise, I was gonna end up replacing the wire, which is no problem, but if I can use the original, I'll do that. Okay, I attempted to solder this wire. I just put some solder on the end of it, and as you can see, it's real dark near the bottom. That wire isn't going to work very good, and this is the only wire like this on the engine. The other wires are of a thicker nature. This one's kind of similar, but it's a lot stiffer. This is a lot more pliable. So, unfortunately, this wire goes into the reversing unit here, so I'm going to have to pull the reversing unit out because I'm going to replace this garbage wire. This wire is way too important to have it not be soldered correctly, because that, like I said, it's super important for the operation of the engines. Well, this is definitely one of those projects that turns into a little more than what you originally expected. I'm trying to get off this unit here, which is the reverse unit. It's not too difficult. I figured out how it comes off, but I wanted to pull this battery holder off. So I pull that off, and the wire that runs the headlight right by it has been grounding out on this guy right here, or real close. The insulation's in terrible condition, and we got a bare wire on the wire that goes to the headlight. So one more thing to fix, and that's okay. You know me, I like fixing stuff, but yeah, we're definitely going to be fixing a few things on this locomotive. Whoa, I got the old Alco FA here working really good now, and it was, of course, a multiple of issues. Why is that? Because it's an old engine, it's been around a lot, it's been through a lot of owners, I'm guessing, and it's kind of one of those things. This video really wasn't meant to be a repair video on this engine per se, but just to kind of show you that pays to pay attention. Open your eyes, look at everything. Just to kind of give you the story on what this engine was, it was like at the beginning of the video I said that it was pretty slow and took a lot of power. It seems like it was working hard for the amount of throttle I was giving. I'd give it maybe I don't know, eighth more throttle, and it wouldn't change much, but it was using way too much energy to do what it was doing. So what it ended up being was, like I said, a lot of things. The wire, certainly an issue. But the other thing I did is I pulled the motor apart, and I pulled the rear truck off, and I soaked the bottom half of it in my ultrasonic cleaner, and that really helped get a lot of that gunk and grease and old lubricant out of there. I relubed everything and actually ended up shimming the motor with some washers to stop the up and down movement of that armature, and that really helped a lot. So yeah, it's I've got another one of these, and if that needs some help, I'll probably do a more in-depth video. If you like this series, if you like this type of video, let me know. Also, check out the other content on my channel. thank you very much for watching, and we'll just fire this up, and maybe I'll move the camera and do a couple close-up views. But, oh, I also got the horn working, so that's kind of cool. Here we go. Let's fire it up. She runs really good now. Speedy, too.